Let's create a combination style event where the player has to input a series of numbers to open a locked treasure chest or a door. Go to your event, create a new event command, and choose input number. Choose which variable you would like input number stored to, and how many digits you would like the combination lock to be. Create a conditional branch. In the conditions for this branch, set the variable for the combination lock, and have it check if the variable is equal to what you want the combination to be. Click Create Else Branch and press OK. If the combination lock is correct, we want it to turn self switch A on, which will open the door. If it's not correct, we want it to show text, "You have entered the wrong code." And now we walk up to the door, input the correct number, and it opens the door. Locked chests and doors are kind of an RPG staple. So let's create a treasure chest that requires a key to open it. Go to your items tab, create a new item. We'll call it chest key. You could make your key a regular item, but I prefer to make it a key item. We're going to change consumable to no because keys don't just vanish when you use them. Change your scope to none and change your occasion to never. Create your chest event. Start a conditional branch. Go to page 4, go to item and choose your key item. Create an else branch. If the party has a chest key, you want to give them a reward. If they don't, we want to show a message. This chest is locked. Also, be sure to turn your self switch on if the party opens the chest so that you can change it to an opened treasure chest. Also add some dialogue in there to show that you got the item. We'll create an NPC to give the player the item. We start out without the key that says the chest is locked. We grab the key and now we have a dragon blade. HP and MP absorb skills have been a staple of RPGs for as long as I can remember. So let's make one in RPG Maker. Open the database, go to your skills tab, create a new skill. We'll just call it drain. Choose your icon. We'll just go with this. Under damage type, choose HP drain or MP drain. You can use whatever formula you'd like. For now, we're just going to enter in a standard 100. And as you can see, when we use drain, we get healed the amount of damage that we did. Now, if you want the character to only restore a partial amount of the damage that they've done, that'll be a completely different formula, which I'll go over in the next tip. This time, I'm going to show you a quick formula that you can use to only restore a percentage of the damage that you did. Also, shout out to the RPG Maker forums and all the users there who had a ton of good info on how to do this, which brought me to this formula. First, change your damage type to HP damage. And then for your formula field, you're going to use this formula. After C equals is where your damage formula for the skill will go. Last time our damage formula was just 100, so that's what we've put here. The formula inside of the parentheses for .gain HP are how much HP you want the user to recover. Since we have divided by 2, the user would restore 50% of the damage that they dealt. If you wanted to restore 25% of the damage that you dealt, you would do divided by 4. The final C here is using your damage formula to do HP damage to the target. So don't change this. This is where your damage formula will be. And as you can see, when we use drain, we'll restore 50 health. To finish out our drain series, I'm going to show you how to create a skill that costs HP to use. As a quick note, we are using a plugin to do this, which is included in the Launch DLC plugins. If you need to know how to add the Launch DLC plugins to your game, I have another tip showing you how to do that. And the plugin that you want is HP Consume Skill. The only adjustable parameter in this plugin is the HP color, which will show in the menu when you go to select the skill. The value would be similar to if you used it in the show text command. All you need to do to make a skill cost HP is make sure this plugin is on and copy this note into the note section of your skill. For instance, let's change drain's damage back to 100, and let's say we want it to cost 50 HP. So we'll take this and change it to 50. And now when we go to use the skill, you'll see right here that it costs 50 HP. And when we use it, we lose 50 HP. Let's take a look at the scroll map event command. Scroll map is an event command that will allow you to move the camera to another part of the map without moving the player. Using scroll map is pretty straightforward. Choose the direction you would like the map to scroll in, how many tiles in that direction you would like it to scroll, and how fast you would like the scroll to happen. You can also use wait for completion to make sure that the player can't move while the scroll map is happening. This is pretty useful in a number of ways, but I think its most common use is in a cutscene like this. In this cutscene, we'll have this character talk to this one, then we'll have the map scroll up 4 and left 9 so that you can see a conversation between these two. And here's what the scroll up commands look like for reference. Now let's watch this cutscene play out. This is some nice flair to add to your cutscenes and isn't limited to just that use. It can be used for a lot of other creative things as well. Today I want to show you how to use a launch DLC plugin that'll allow you to make cool things like this. This is a launch DLC plugin called Text Picture. Be sure to add it and make sure it's turned on. And what this add-on does is it takes any text that you type in, including icons and colors like you would under show text normally, and turns it into a picture that you can adjust with show picture. So let's create our text. You can see I've used a color and an icon here. Now I just use show text to get the color index and icon index. So we're going to copy all this, delete the show text, and we're going to go to plugin command. Under plugin name, choose text picture. For the text value, paste what you just put in under show text. All you have to do now to show it as a picture is open show picture and do not choose an image. The settings you see here for picture 1 will be the settings for your text. And then with a little show picture magic, you can create something like this. Now this can be used a lot of different ways, but an example would be this little item notification and this little level indicator that I have on the bottom of the screen. For today's tip, we're going to do a little bit of game theory. Most RPGs have an offensive magic character normally known as a sorcerer, sorceress, wizard, wizardess, or something along those lines. Generally, you build them to be a glass cannon. They output high amounts of damage, but also take a lot of damage due to their low defensive capabilities. This keeps them somewhat balanced. One thing I like to do is give them a small amount of passive MP regeneration since they'll never really be attacking. They'll pretty much only be using their magic, and this will help the player not have to spam MP recovery items constantly. Another mechanic I like for magic users is mastery, which would give you more damage for a spell the more that you use it. Let me know in the comments how you like to build your offensive magic characters. Even though RPG Maker Unite has released, RPG Maker MZ is still getting updates. The RPG Maker series Twitter page has announced a new feature coming in the next version of RPG Maker MZ. You'll now be able to preview where pictures will appear on the screen and move them around yourself, instead of having to manually enter in your X and Y coordinates. Trying to use show picture currently can be a bit frustrating, as you may have to constantly readjust your X and Y values to get the picture exactly where you want it to be. With no Steam release date for RPG Maker Unite on the horizon, it's great to see MZ still getting nice quality of life updates like this.